Hey, good morning, guys. It's Mike from Cruise Bed Adventures here, and I'm back again with another cruise news vlog. And imagine, if you will, that it's cruise day. And so you head on down to the cruise terminal, go through the whole check-in process, make it on board the ship, and then head on down to your cabin and open the door, and it looks like a hurricane has run through your cabin. It's trashed, furniture's skewed about, the carpet's ripped off the floor, everything's disassembled. So the question is, what would you do, and what would you expect the cruise line to do about it? And we're going to talk all about it right after this. Hey guys, happy Monday for this holiday week of Thanksgiving. I know it'll be a shortened week for a lot of you folks out there. Hopefully, you get to spend time with your family and enjoy some turkey and dressing, maybe some cranberry sauce. But today's story is probably not as cheerful as thoughts of Thanksgiving dinner with their family. Basically, the short version of the whole thing is basically there was a couple that was booked on board the Allure of the Seas for a 4-night Caribbean cruise. And so they made it to the terminal, they get on board the ship, and they head on down to their cabin. And when they get there, they notice that there's no room keys outside, on the door. So they head back to guest services, wait in line 40 minutes, get the keys to their cabin, and they go back to the cabin and open the door. And we'll pause right here, and so check out these pics of what they saw when they opened the door. All right, so that's pretty bad, right? So, having seen this total chaos of a cabin, they head back to guest services, report the issue, and apparently what had happened was that particular cabin had been damaged due to flooding, I think from one of the above cabins or something of that nature. And so obviously the carpet had to be ripped out and all that, and there's some repairs would need to be made. But apparently their reservation for that cabin had been moved to another cabin. But apparently there was some mix up between Royal Caribbean and the cruise ship. It hadn't updated in the system yet, and so the couple had to wait 3 hours, and so they were moved to a new cabin. And apparently when they showed up to the new cabin, some of the original couple that had that room booked for them, some of their things were still there. And so, they had to go back to guest services, report that. So all in all, the whole process took like 4 hours, but they did get moved to a similar cabin. It was they had a balcony before, and so they were moved to a new balcony, and it was on the same deck. And they were also given $300 onboard credit to compensate them for the fact that they had to wait 4 hours and the mix up with the keys and all of that. Well, the couple apparently were not happy with this. They apparently had requested for Royal Caribbean to give them a total refund of their cruise fare, and they would leave the ship. But that was something that Royal Caribbean, they weren't willing to do that, because in their minds, the $300 compensation plus giving them the new cabin, that was not cause to cancel the cruise. And there was a text exchange, and we'll go ahead and take a look at that here. And so you can see right here from the for the text from the cruise line reads, "Thanks for your patience. The ship has advised that you were moved to a different room since the original room had a flood and you had gone to the incorrect room. They have advised you were compensated. Again, we apologize for the confusion and disappointment." And the guest's reply was, "I was not compensated as requested, nor was it addressed in a timely manner. Also, no, I did not go to the wrong room." Well, all right. So there you have it. It's a bad situation, to be sure. But here's my question to you guys. Do you think the compensation for this was fair? $300. They were moved to a new cabin. Or do you think that wasn't enough? Do you think the guests, you think their request for a full refund and cancellation of the cruise, and then they would just go about their, head on back home or wherever it was they were headed? Do you think that's what should have happened? Have you guys ever been in a situation like that? I'll give you my own opinion. I think that Royal Caribbean, they did the right thing. I think $300 onboard credit for essentially a 4-hour delay in being able to check in your room, I think that's pretty fair. And, they did end up with pretty much the same cabin that they would have had anyway. So really, you're only talking about their time of the delay. And so I don't agree that they should have been given anything above and beyond that. That's just my opinion. And, I had a similar situation as this that happened last year. And it was also on a Royal Caribbean ship. I was on the Grandeur of the Seas out of Galveston, and it was also another 4-day cruise. And what had happened to me was that I had put in a Royal upbid, prior to, weeks prior to the cruise. And it didn't get, it wasn't until embarkation day that it had been accepted. And I was only notified of it as I was en route to the terminal. So when I showed up to the cruise terminal to check in, there was some confusion with all of that. There was some trouble getting me checked in. They actually had to send one of the workers from one of the crew members from the ship down to escort me from the terminal onto the ship. There was a mix-up of room keys. They finally gave me the room key to my new upgraded cabin. And when I got there, there was luggage from the family that, they were being upgraded to a better cabin than that. And they had not moved their luggage yet. I had to go back to guest services. So quite an inconvenience, a lot of trips back and forth, a delay getting checked in. And I was not compensated anything. I didn't receive, now, and honestly, I didn't ask for anything. I was, to me, as long as they eventually got me to the right cabin with the right keys and everything, I was perfectly fine with it. No onboard credit for me. But that's just, that's just my story, my opinion. And so let me know in the comments what you guys think about it. And with that, I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up. As always, if you like this content, if you like this keeping up with cruise news and stuff, think about hitting the thumbs up on the way out. And if you're new to the channel and you'd like to stay up to date on whatever it is I got going on, well, consider subscribing. Helps the channel grow, helps push the message out to the masses. And I do appreciate anybody that watches, subscribes, likes, shares, comments. So hope you have a good day. Hope you're enjoying whatever it is you're doing. And I will see you on the next video. Take care, everybody.